think. Okay, yes, I had trouble with OBS. Now we're ready. This is an introduction or kind of like a video log of LuneOS. Recently I realized that I am now hitting the 20-hour mark of coding for this project. It has been extremely daunting, but also extremely rewarding, and I will definitely continue this project. But some things that I realized was that overall, I have coded in assembly, so TASM and NASM, for a total of 11 hours, which is more than double of my Java time. Almost more than double my Java time. So that's been something really interesting to learn about. Does this technically classify me as an assembly coder? I don't know. I also have been programming in C a lot. If you would say, like, ask me what my favorite language is, I would probably say C. I love the fact that it's kind of, it has a level of abstraction to it, kind of like Java, I guess my third language, but you can also code in assembly. So it's kind of like a combination between the both. Obviously, since we're working with operating systems, coding in C is like step like 10, right? So obviously more time in assembly than C, but very exciting stuff. Here's a GitHub repo for it. As you can see, I've been working on this project for a while. This is probably going to go up to 41 today once I finish the next couple steps. But it has a couple of like basic functionalities, just like it has a multi-stage bootloader that's able to load FAT12 files, FAT12 file system. No kernel yet. This is just a bootloader. Hopefully within the next couple of days or maybe like a week or two, I'm going to be able to implement the kernel in C or C++, either or. One of the biggest troubles that I have was coding in 16 bits using C, just because like I don't have access to a lot of libraries, just because a lot of them are coded in for a 32-bit compiler like GCC, versus a 16-bit C compiler, which I was using OpenWacom 2.0 beforehand. So it was a lot of limited functionality. But as you can see here, switch to GCC. Scroll on here, some features. Like I said earlier, some of the just some basic features. Right now, bootloader stage 1 is fully complete. Now I'm just working on bootloader stage number 2, just because this is like the third time I've had to redo it. Just because transitioning from real mode to protected mode. Switching to this 32-bit protected mode will, make memory management a lot easier, whilst also giving me access to cross compilers, like I said, from Wacom C to GCC, just so I can actually use stuff like printf and like many other libraries and C++. So that's going to be super exciting. Yeah, I mean, very very exciting stuff. This is kind of like what LuneOS looked like before implementing GCC. Right now, it's kind of a lot of work is being done with it. So, like I said earlier, I used to use Wacom C, so it was coded with that in mind. Like for example, this was initiating the FAT12 file system. I think it's over here too. Yeah, it's here. But obviously, you can tell just by here, I have a lot of errors. This is just because obviously different compilers. GCC does not like the use of far pointers. This is just like imports, but I'm gonna have to solve the merge conflict of a lifetime to be able to get this working again. So very interesting. One thing that I really enjoyed was coding in assembly. Actually, even though I don't do it a lot, like most of this is in C, I did spend most of my time instead of most of the files in assembly. This is stage 1, pretty easy stuff. My favorite, though, was definitely learning about BIOS interrupts and learning about computer architecture. This whole thing is kind of just like different functions that I made in assembly. So really fun stuff. I'm currently working on and just basically switching all of these C files from being based in 16 bits to 32 bits. So very interesting and exciting project. I feel like there are definitely a lot of things that a lot of potential that this project has. I feel like once I finish actually switching to GCC, I'm gonna start working on the kernel. So that's gonna be like after this section, right? It's not even, it is planned yet. I might have to update that, but very exciting stuff. I'm really excited.